The following broadcast may contain explicit language and adult themes. Viewer discretion is advised. The opinions expressed in this broadcast are those of the hosts, talent, and guests, and do not reflect the opinions, views, and standards of Pyromedia Enterprises, affiliates, subsidiaries, or its members.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. You know what? I don't care what nobody says. I have the best intro on Pyromedia. It is so dope. But good evening and welcome back to another episode of Kandid Konversations with Kire. I'm your host, Kire Senoj. Hey, LaShonda. Hey, Mysterious Lions. So tonight we're going to do part 2 of HBCUs, talk about why it's important to get involved and just give you a little bit of history of HBCUs. My guest on this evening is she's not a friend. This is a sister. I love her. Like, I really, really love her. You all know her as Mona. She's been here before. She's been a part of Pyro before. She's like family to the whole Pyro family. Welcome, everyone, Miss Ramona. Hey, what's going on?
Hello.
How are you?
I am absolutely wonderful. How you doing?
I'm good. I love those glasses.
Thank you.
Good. Yesterday, Kwame shouted you out because I see he bought my glasses. I call them my glasses because those are my favorite pairs. And he shouted you out. So hopefully everyone will go over to Suckling Eyes, get them a pair. Now I did get I'm gonna tell you this offline, but I did get my prescription yesterday. I do have to wear glasses.
Okay.
So whenever you're ready.
Okay. Coming soon,
Everybody. Coming soon. So opticals, yes. Now, as you all know, I told y'all last week, April is National Poetry Month. So we're gonna kick off the show with a little bit of spoken word. From
Look, I got to pull out I'm gonna actually give y'all something from my old. I was gonna give you something from the new, but I'm gonna hold off on that. Wait a minute.
Okay. We'll give a little spoken word from Mona, and then I'm gonna come out the woodwork and give a little spoken word.
Look, so for everybody, this is the poetry book. So we're gonna give you a little bit of this when you're ready.
Okay, yes. Hit that like button. Thank you for support, everyone. Hit that like button. All right. Whenever you're ready.
And representing for I Am Black History, Wilberforce University. Here we go. Yes. We have definitely had to have that on. Because, we represent. I am an HBCU graduate. Wilberforce University. This is my 30th year and my 30th year of graduating. So it's been 30 years. May 15th will be 30, but yeah, it's been 30 years. God, it don't seem like it's been that long.
Well, May is here in a couple of weeks, so it's been 30 years.
Yeah, it's been 30 years. So it's been a journey. I thank God for HBCUs because the HBCUs, that's where you learn about us, and it ain't an elective.
I like how you put that.
It's not an elective, it's a requirement.
Love how you put that, because that's facts.
So, yes, I would, and anyone that has children that are going to college or think about going to college, look at you an HBCU because you're just not a Black student on campus, you're a student on campus. It's a difference.
Major.
Yeah, it's a major difference. So I plead that if you're going to have your children go to a college, definitely looking into HBCUs, because again, it's a requirement, not an elective. So I have so much in this one little book, and this book is available at ramonaatkins.net. And I could do From Ghetto to God.
It's on you. Whatever you want to do. We just
Um,
celebrating National Poetry Month. What you want to do?
Okay, so this is called, and this is in the book, From Ghetto to God. I've not done spoken word in 20-something years.
Well, look at that. Somebody come out of retirement.
I am coming out of retirement for this because I have not done this in a very, 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 very long time. So, y'all bear with me. Look, I'm sensitive about my work. So, they say the streets in heaven are paved in gold, but in the hood, the streets are cold and paved with blood from the flood of killings going on. From fornication to drug segmentation. In the burbs, drugs are high, but light to the sight. In the ghetto, drugs are all about the fights, and you selling on my block, locked in jail, trying to maintain your life and sustain poverty put in your sight. Babies having babies used to be unacceptable. Now it's developmental to have your grandmother under the age of 35, your mother only 25 and you 12, and your baby daddy is locked in jail. And he 19. He is in jail for the drug case, but he should be in jail for the rape-based relationship they had. But her mama was glad because she was laced with all her base. In heaven, God is going to give us what we need, and here on earth, he will provide us with feed, clothes, and all the things that keeps us afloat. Instead, we trust the streets to give us the most. Selling our bodies and souls, giving head and holes in alleys to get the cheddar, thinking it's better to prostitute. Getting an education and jobs are obsolete. It's easier to meet on a corner, sell your innocence to a victim. And while you're on him, you're giving him a gift of death that he just doesn't know his Johnson just met. On that day, when your father calls you home, you will not be alone. His streets are paved with gold, no dirty holes. God is the light to maintain this flight we call hell on earth. He says, come unto me. Instead, we come unto the streets that are the devil's playground. Round and round, we are in the world of turmoil, spoiled by the human actions. I don't know if heaven got a ghetto, but I know heaven got a God. His staff is large and his rod is mighty. He will lighten your load, healing your soul that was stole. He will heal your soul that the ghetto has stole. From Ghetto to God.
I love it. I love it. Now, that's in your book. That's at ramonaatkins.net. Yeah.
Yes. This is the poetry book From My Eyes to Your Heart. Anything in this book is, you got some stuff in here that might make you cry if you get it. So I'm just forewarning you.
All right.
Because it speaks about my son that I lost. So that's the crime one. So
yeah. So check that out. I bought that book when it first came out.
Yep.
No. So now I'm going to do a piece. I haven't done this. It ain't been that long. I just haven't done a spoken word since my dad's funeral. I'm going to do a piece out of my book called My Mind's Eye, Volume 1, Life, Pain, and Love. And since we're doing HBCUs, this poem I wrote is a dedication to my best friend, my absolute best friend named Jerome. So the name of the piece is called Jerome, the Epitome of a Real Friend. So they say the good die young and a true hero story goes unsung. Quite honestly, there aren't enough words in any dictionary to convey what it is I want to say. In the words of Yazara, love is you, simply the epitome of what a real friend should be. Never judged me, only nudged me. Encouraged me to be all I could be. Seeing the potential in me. Thank you for believing in me. Like Tupac, I ain't never had a friend like you. A friend so loyal, so true, the one who's there whenever I'm going through. But this time it's over you. It's been 115 days and I'm still in the daze, frequently shedding tears because it's still not clear why you're not here. Sharing laughs, dishing dirt and woes, revealing secrets only you and I will ever know. Who knew 20 years ago the short dude from Flint with the Gumby cut, walking with a confident strut, and made everyone laugh from the gut will end up being my very best friend, literally until the end of time, waits for no one. So always tell your loved ones exactly how you feel. So in the spirit of keeping it real, like Angie Stone, I got a bone to pick with you. You knew I would have been there until your very last breath, sitting, standing by your side, but because of your vain tendencies, you're not looking fierce. You felt you had to hide. Going down memory lane helps the pain to subside. Remembering our Wilberforce days, out of town weekend stays, and sunny days. Summer of '92, I couldn't imagine being in Chicago with anyone but you. Funny how 17 years later we would still fall out laughing at, so what you want to do? Drink the water? Or when the cops pulled their gun on us and told us to freeze? All many foolish and dangerous situations we got into together. A bond tougher than leather. Our friendship has survived all types of weather. More than my best friend, you are my brother. And there will never be another you. Friends like you are rare and few. So I thank God for blessing me with you. You touched my life and loved me in a special way. Seems there's no one to comfort me but God, of course. But it's your voice, your laugh, your sarcastic remarks that I miss. Sometimes I find myself picking up the phone to tell you this and that. I'm wanting to share with you how God is blessing me. But I know you're looking down and you can see all that I'm about to be as I continue on this journey. I pray you are proud of me. Everything I do, I dedicate to you in your memory. Every show, every lyric, every book, every rhyme goes out to my partner in crime. So until we're together, up in our eternal home, just know that I love you, Jerome. That's it. That's that piece.
I miss him.
I know. I
miss him.
I know.
That was wonderful, though.
Thank you. Yeah, that you that was my partner in crime.
I know. That's why I got that look on my face. I miss him.
Between him and him and Stephanie, that was it.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, because she literally lived in our room, and it was so funny because at that time I was calling myself in the closet, so nobody Drum knew, and then by Stephanie living in our room, she knew exactly who I was dating. It was so funny. She was just like, "Hey, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm not judged. That's your business. See that I love you.
That's it. That's all.
Right?" She's like, "I love you." I was like, "Oh," and then after that, that's when we became real tight.
That's
and
it. That's
sitting
all.
there, and then I was sitting there because that was the first. I was dating Will. That was the first time I ever cried over a dude. Do you remember Will Jones? He was on the track team. Yeah, that's what I was with. And his roommate knew, of course, Jerome, my roommate knew, and Stephanie knew. And I'd be crying over me. And Stephanie cried me. She'd be like, "Why are you stressing over him?" She'd be getting on my case. "Why are you stressing over him?" I was so dumb.
Rest in peace to our two Wilberforce.
Yes, rest in peace. Well, rest in peace, all of them. Will, Stephanie, and Jerome. Rest in peace, all of them.
Yes. And Stephanie was my best friend. Like, we had been friends since I was 5 and she was 6. So, like, well, yeah, but no, 7 and 8. So that's where we were.
Because you giving out names. Well, he's deceased. I mean, and he wasn't closet. I ain't say no last name. I did say last name. Okay. Well,
I'm going to eat my Frosty on that one.
Hey, everybody. Hey.
Hey, everybody. Shonda.
So we're talking about HBCUs and importance. So HBCUs, I'm giving a little bit of history, little fun facts, history. I did that crying shit one time, and then I turned to Bernadine to wait. Well, I couldn't turn into Bernadine because that would have been hypocritical, because that particular situation, I knew I was the other person. So his dude was at home. Quick story. But that's funny about that is, so when it came time to go home, now his dude knew about me. I didn't know that at the time. So the dude came up to help him take his stuff home. Now, the night before that, me and Will were supposed to be together. Will went out because Will was a player. Came all these marks on his neck, and I was crying. So the dude came to get his stuff. Lord. He was like, so he would he had his box, and he hit me one time. I said one. So then he came back in and he hit me with another. I said two. I said, Will, you better get your bitch. I said, before it be me and him. And so the dude he looked at me, I said, that's not my work. I said, I don't never leave marks. I'm a classy hoe. That ain't me. And after that, and then he turned into Birding from way too.
Yeah, that's for the classy hoe.
That was my exact word. Jerome was cracking. I'm a classy hoe. That's not my. I don't leave marks. I don't leave marks. Never.
And excuse me, look, I just came from working out, so like a sister hungry.
You do you. What you eating?
It's one of my dietary shakes.
Oh, your shakes.
Yeah, and I put ice with it and make it into a frosty.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. That's good. So now I'm gonna give some fun facts about HBCUs for those of you who, like Mona said, if you have a child going to college, really looking at HBCUs. They are really beneficial, and you will be a student, not a black student, and you will be a name, not a number. Because on PWIs, you're a number. Your social, whatever your social is, that's what they call you, like your last four. But at HBCUs, you are an actual name. They know your name. Mm-hmm. So, right now, for an entire century after slavery, most colleges and universities in the southern U.S. Forbade blacks from attending, while other parts of the U.S. employed quotas to limit admissions of black students. So HBCUs were established to provide more opportunities to blacks, and is largely responsible for the expanding of the black middle class. Fun fact. Now, there are now 101 HBCUs. Now, in the 1930s, there were 121. And of those, 27 offer doctoral programs, 52 offer master programs, 83 offer bachelor's, and 38 offer associate degrees. I want to know why can't all of them offer doctoral or master's degrees?
So when you get into that master's type setting, you also have to have professors. They're at that level. Okay. Because that's like next level. Like a lot of my professors, when I got my master's, actually were doctors. They had a doctorate. So I don't think one of my daggone professors when I was getting my master's was not a doctor. So if not all of your teachers are doctors, but they have their skill sets, their MBAs and things like that, but not doctors. I think when you start getting into doctorings and or masters, I think all of those professors they have to have their doctorate.
Okay. Now some professors are really great at what they do, and come to find out, one of our favorites credentials were not legit. Now I heard this a couple of years ago. Now allegedly, let me like Kwame, allegedly, Miss Blanche was Central State discovered that it wasn't what she said it was. And I said, she was so great.
Wow.
Yeah, right. She knew a lot.
Yes.
Like I said, the only thing I disagree with her on was that 4-hour sleep thing. But other than that, she was on point.
Yeah, I didn't agree with the 4-hour sleep thing either.
And I know that happens now, but that happens at all colleges. They'll find some teachers, PWIs, I've seen it, but I've really seen it in HBCUs as well, where the credentials don't match up to whatever it is they said they were.
And I can believe that, because you when you're going into a college as a college professor, like you really do need to be in your doctorate space to be a college professor, in my opinion, because whatever you're teaching, you have a level of expertise and a level of skill set that's needed in that space, because you are teaching people next level.
Right.
And then, high school, I see you don't have to have a master's, but or your doctorate. But when you're in college, I think that they should be If you not, you need to be masters and above. I'll put it down.
Right. Now after the pandemic, some high schoolers or middle schoolers, they cut out a degree. I was like, so anybody just go in and teach?
Anybody going? Because what they did, they had a lot of teachers that quit, and they need teachers.
Right. But if I don't, what's going to qualify me to teach? I go in and say, yeah, I can teach science.
You probably had to at least have been like a substitute.
Okay.
A substitute teacher. You probably have had to still work within the school system.
Well, substitute. You don't need a degree to be a substitute.
You have to. I think you have to have your bachelor's.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. But in high school they had like you didn't need a bachelor. You just be a high schooler, graduate. Remember after the pandemic, some schools did. Yeah.
Well,
that's what like. Well, what's going on? Well, what qualifications?
Yeah, like you should have to be degreed to go, even as a substitute teacher, at least your bachelor's.
That's what I thought, right? But now, what I said, but now I don't know about now, but like after the pandemic, that they were so desperate for teachers, like
But then you know what? That might be true because I know somebody that is a teacher in Michigan, and they did not get their degree.
You have to be degreed. So they still, that's what they still put. I think you have to be degreed or in school to work in a school. Okay, well, okay.
So then these schools have just decided we need people so bad that it don't matter.
I gotta look at that. Teachers are really understanding their worth, and these kids and the system is not worth it. Well, it's not worth what the pay because now they do need.
Okay, so excuse my language when I say that some of these damn kids in these schools, you want to turn their ass upside down and watch them turn blue. Shit. Excuse me.
Okay, they say in Georgia. Now I know because I saw on the news, and it was here though. Usually show the teachers all that's needed is a bachelor's degree. Then when they hired you, have to take training to get certified. Okay. Depends on the state. A teacher exam. I was like, well, yeah, because I'm like, they were so, like I said, so desperate for teachers. But jobs, period, like a friend of mine just told me last night at my old job that you no longer even had to have a high school diploma. I said, what?
But they don't check that, so you can just put on there that you got one. Because out of my last corporate job that I had, the young lady I had to interview for a position, and she was just talking and said out of her mouth, oh yeah, when I got my GED, last year. I said, how long have you been working here? She said 2.5 years. You didn't have that when you started? And so of course I'm like,
what? I was saying I'm a commender because at least you wouldn't get it.
But the thing of it is,
but
with my job, you still had to have a high school diploma. How you get in?
Maybe she knows about like you said. Maybe they just didn't check.
They didn't, and I was so shocked. And then I think I didn't hear much of her interview after that. So,
LLA said you have to be certified. Okay, to teach certified. Okay,
so you got to get a certification.
Yeah. Well, now again, I do have to be degree because as we've seen, if those of you that kept up in the news, there were 15,000 people who got their state board for nurses and they went to school first. You didn't see that? That was just last month.
I see.
And then we're calling for them to return it. Then who finna return that? You can't
but now the thing about that is those people gonna be sued. I guarantee you.
Well, they passed. I mean, just a certification for substitute. Oh, just certification for substitute. Okay.
That's what I thought. Yeah, because I know people that are substitute teachers and they've never got their degree to be a teacher.
The certificate. Okay. Some do teach with temp degrees or taking an exam. You have to have many years. Okay. Well, that's good. I'm like, tell me something. But I wonder what made Central State check Miss Blanche's credentials in? Because she's been there forever.
Right. She had been there forever.
Right. I'm like, what? Why? Because I know she was, when we was going, she was teaching back and forth between Central and Wilberforce. What made you check? Okay. Now, Atlanta University was the first HBCU to award degrees to blacks in the Southern U.S. Clark College was the nation's first four-year liberal arts college to serve black students. And in 1988, the two institutions merged and is now known as Clark Atlanta University. I didn't know that's how I did research. I was like,
Okay.
Also in the 1930s, many Jewish refugees fled from Europe, came to the U.S. and found work teaching at HBCUs. Tuskegee University contributed to World War II, where they had the Tuskegee Airmen that trained and attended classes at this known Alabama institution. Also, the U.S. Department of Education designates 1 week in the fall, I didn't know this, in the fall to discuss and celebrate HBCUs. There are conferences and events, and they're held in Washington, D.C. As of 2023, Alabama has the most active HBCUs of any state. They have 14, with second place is North Carolina with 11. And in 2015, diversity enrollment increased. White, Hispanic, Asian, and Native Americans made up 22% of all HBCU enrollments. I didn't know that either. Okay, even though HBCU is made for us, but others want the experience.
And it's funny to me because I remember when we were in school, if somebody's child that was non-black was there, most of the times it was the teachers or somebody in the administrative staff that worked there that their children got to go there because since they worked there, I think they got to
go free. Yeah, free education. But not the guy Derek that's on the basketball team. You remember him? He stayed on first floor right, white guy. He came.
Oh yeah.
I think he came in 90 or 91. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I was like, he was from Kentucky. I'm like, but me, he was fucking me and Jerome both like this. I'm like, I didn't trust him. I'm like, I'll trust him. And I know that's bad to say.
Right.
Well, that's how me and Jerome both was looking like. Okay, you from Kentucky?
Yeah, DaCosta.
White guy, and you're here. Okay. And baby, he stood out.
But think about what was it, Fuji and Thomas?
Okay, they were Asian, right?
They were Asian, and look, one a Kappa, one a Alpha.
Right.
May he rest in peace.
Rest in peace, right? Thomas, yeah.
But I mean, the thing of it is, it sometimes cracks me up because with HBCUs, people that are non-black have a tendency to feel like they should be able to still attend the schools, and that just trips me out because for one, I feel like that's our space,
right? And that's how me and Jerome feel like this is ours. Like, damn, we got nothing.
Hey, everybody! And the thing of it is, it's really a sad thing because we can't even have our own schools without you being mad. You don't want us in your schools. You began to charge money because college used to be free. You didn't want blacks in school. So you said we're going to charge because then they ain't going to be able to go. And what you ended up doing was hurting yourself in the process because now we all sitting around swimming in school debt.
Now, on that note, we're going to take a commercial and then we come back. We're going to get into why it's important and why you should get involved. Be back 1-on-1, everyone. What is happening?
I don't know. What happened?
Oh, that was going on. Oh, I said 1-on-1 with Kwame. Okay, maybe not. Wait a minute. Okay, that's not what I want. Oh, we need to go. Okay, now, I said that. We did at the same time, but now I don't know what Kwame is. I said we'll be back on 1-on-1.
This episode is sponsored in part by Bullet and Flight Radio. Get ready to uplift your spirit with Bullet and Flight Radio, the world's leading progressive Christian radio station. Experience the vibrant fusion of gospel house music and a rich medley of inspiration from all musical genres that'll make your heart soar. Join their extraordinary lineup of today's trailblazers, visionaries, and voices that matter, all sharing their stories and wisdom. Stay plugged in around the clock as they broadcast unmissable content 24/7. Your go-to station for all things inspiring. Become a pilot today by visiting bulletandflightradio.com. Bullet and Flight Radio. Your story, our station.
Now, Kwame, I don't know what's going on over there. You tell Trade, I don't interrupt y'all time. Tell Trade, do not interrupt my time. The screen got stuck. Sure it did. So, everyone, Bullet and Flight. Speaking of Bullet and Flight, please go to Bullet and Flight and check out my new show, the Pyro. I think it's Pyro Power Hour Takeover. The Takeover with Kire Senoj. Last week it was my debut show, and I'm staying in the mode of girl groups since the Queens of R&B. So I paid tribute to girl groups of the 70s. This coming week, next week Tuesday, I'll be doing tribute to girl groups of the 80s. So come check it out. I think you'll enjoy. I drop a little history facts on each group, give a little tea, a little dirt, and then play some music. It's a fun show. Check it out on Bullet and Flight. Now back to Ramona.
Congratulations on your show.
Thank you. So this is the conversation that started. Ramona got the ball rolling between me, Lashonda, Vicky, Tracy, Michelle, I can't remember Gus. And we were having breakfast and talking. And we're talking about our school in particular. But other students, like I said, then I was talking to Coco after I got home. And her and I were talking about Howard University. And all these HBCUs, we need people in there that really care about the students, care about the student body, and they care about the institution itself and what it stands for. People, broke their necks and, gave blood, sweat, and tears to build these institutions. And we have to be here now to take care of them and to do our part.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, that. So, now, Mona, so why was it so? Because it really hit you hard when we saw some of the things. What about it hit you? Or why do you think it affected you so much? That's what I should say.
Well, for one, I am a HBCU. I don't care where it is. I am a HBCU advocate for us because it's safe space for us. So to know that Wilberforce is the first Black private college and the campus looked like Caprini Green, it bothered me. It bothered me to see the campus look that way. No updates have been done. No accountability as far as what's going on. Like most businesses, let's just start with business. Most businesses have financial reports that are public record. Why do we not have that? Because one of the things that I spoke about when we had our powwow was I want to see numbers. How much does it cost in order for things to be up and running? We have 4 dormitories that could house people, but they have to turn people away because of population. They don't have the space for it. How much is it? I'm a numbers person. So with me being a numbers person, it bothered me to know that all these things are wrong. I'm a part of alumni. I get the emails and things. I'm not a part of the chapter here, but I'm about to. I'm now financial. It is a thing of why do we not know that it's this bad?
Right. You're not keeping us abreast for a reason.
And for me, the one thing I know when we were in school, the best thing was the fact that we were family. And so we took care of each other and we made sure the campus stayed nice. The campus never looked bad. Everything always looked good. I don't care if it was trash on the ground. We would pick it up and keep it moving and not even think about it. We wanted our school to look good. But once I looked and it bothered me, I pulled up Wilberforce's site to find out that our graduation rate is only 24%. Then it really hit me. Because at that point, our legacy, our whole, it's like having a giant and it got cut down. Because our graduation rate was much higher than that when we were in school. Now, if I'm going to take my students, or if I'm taking my child to look up colleges and I'm seeing graduation rates and you're below 50%, it's alarming. That's an alarm. Yeah. That's a red flag. So it hit me that way, because seeing the campus that way, when you have a good campus, you got students that want to stay. When you have a good campus, you have students that want to get their degree. They want to work. They want to be able to wear their shirt and say, I graduated. Because
I'm proud, right?
And it's a proud thing. So I was very disappointed in what I saw. But then to dig deeper, that 24% with only a 39% actual acceptance rate, that's alarming.
Well, what alarmed me but what also alarmed me is to find out that I think the former president now, or the former president or the one before him, was turning down money.
Yes.
And you see what's happening here. You can't, and I'm like, wow, because it was from Bill Cosby or what?
Well, Bill Cosby.
And I think people can say what they want to say about Bill Cosby, but Bill Cosby gives a damn about his people. I don't care what nobody say. He gives a damn about, and he puts money into the institutions. Like he did. Central State did the right thing. They took that money, and people who, like my mama, who give, and my mama, I know her crew, they give back to the school, and they put that money to good use.
Their campus, it used to be our campus looked the best. Now our campus looked the hood.
Right.
And then on top of it, my problem is if you don't want to accept new money, that means your new money is going to take control of you all in the old setting that you're in. So I'm thinking now along the lines of just straight business. Most people don't want new money when they don't want to relinquish control. So if you're turning down money, you don't want to relinquish the control of that money, said money. Because if I had $10 million today and I'm going to give it to Wilberforce, you're also going to be able to have to sit down with me and tell me where my money goes.
Right. Or we're going to have to sit down and we're going to debate. Like, look, I want this to go here. I want this to go there. I want this. Yeah. Because if I'm giving you $10 million.
And Bill Cosby back then gave like a couple million, like 5-6 million, which is like 10 today. And they had to produce exactly what everything was done with that money. He even went back to the school when things didn't seem right. And that's when they had them ghost teachers and them ghost professors and all that stuff.
Because they're fucking him around.
Exactly. And he made them produce receipts. And I don't think a lot of people know this, Ray Charles and Wynton Marsalis both gave to Wilberforce millions.
Where that?
Floyd Fletcher.
Where that? And I get so tired of us as I said, my people doing this. I guess there's always, whenever it's like a black institution or whatever, it's always a misappropriating the funds. And I get so tired of this.
And this is why I feel there should be a financial public record that should be able to be seen. If I go to Procter & Gamble's website, if I go to United Healthcare's website, if I go to Nike's website, there is a financial report that has to be public record that is out for their investors, stockholders to be able to see. Every company should have that. If I go to the local hospital, they have a financial record. Yet, Wilberforce does not have a financial record because I did go back and look.
Now, who can we talk to find out why not? Because I don't want us to find somebody like Miss Berrien. You remember Miss Berrien's absolute favorite line when you went to financial aid? There's nothing we can do. I don't want Miss Berrien. I want somebody who is going to give me answers, who can show me. Now, Dr. Henderson, she's right. Dr. Henderson was, when we was there, he was bomb.
Yes.
Because he cared about the student body and cared about the institution. And right, he was working with it. He wasn't just sitting in his office.
No. I mean, you have to look at the factor that the school has now changed it, and this is in my opinion, that they have changed it up to where literally y'all are more concerned with numbers, but when you stop caring about the students and start caring about numbers, your numbers decline because your students decline.
Right. But if you really cared about numbers, well, you mean numbers and students?
Yes. So you want to care about the money that you're getting, but you stop, which is money, but you stop caring about your students who was bringing in money. So anytime you got money like donations and things like that, y'all were allocating things wrong. You can definitely tell it. You built new dorms, but didn't restore the dorms that you had.
Because there's no reason why Wright and Valentine and Askew and Jackson should not be up and running. If anything, it should have been upgraded.
So what ended up happening, and from what, me digging and digging and digging, the one thing I did find out is they have what they call black mold.
Okay.
And you cannot let black mold go. Because if you let black mold go, there is nothing you can do after that. It's called a full disclosure principle. Okay.
We'll do it. And I always have financial records available for you. Oh, thank you, so Def. My A always is a trigger word. Child, Dr. Hope. Well, yeah, with the shot, we need a new mindset. And I brought it right. Hey, Julia, we do need a new mindset. And that's what me and Mona is saying. Get involved. Like we're getting about we're paying our money into it and getting involved. But now I want to make sure that as in getting involved, that we're going to be heard, take it seriously, and they're gonna, accept what we're saying. Because we're coming in with new ideas, fresh ideas.
And the sad part about it, and I see Shonda's comment about they need to be torn down. This is the problem that Wilberforce is having. It's the only cafeteria they got.
Well, you can't have black mold at all. Yeah, you can't. It can kill you. Exactly. And that's the very reason the students at Howard were sent home, because some of the dormitories had black mold. So they're redoing theirs.
But now we have let Wilberforce's dorms sit for so many years that black mold probably so bad. Like they're gonna have to go in there in hazmat suits just to even say that. And to look and see. But guess what I want? I want somebody to put on a hazmat suit and put a camera on the hat.
And let us see, yes.
Because I want to see.
How long has it been closed? How long my dues is paid nationally and locally? We can build new. Now that's it. So now what? How long have the dormitories been closed?
They've been closed for the last good 4 or 5 years, if not longer.
Oh, yeah, that mold is probably this thick.
Yes. And that's the thing. You have now let it get to a point in a place where there's no way.
Because see, like Howard, it just happened last year, I believe. So they said you can still, they caught it. I guess they caught it early, I want to say.
Because black mold gonna get in the back. It's gonna get in between the pipes and everything else. That's why it's gonna cost probably $1 million a building to get it back. And because the buildings are connected, you're gonna have to do 2 at the same time.
Ooh. Well.
And even to me, and we know how it's all set up. My problem is if it's black mold in both buildings on each side, eventually it's coming to the cafeteria. It's going to make its way.
Yeah, this is right in between, exactly. And the union is right in between.
It's now, time for a new cafeteria and a new building. Yes.
Did we find out why Temkin is gone?
So Temkin was a part of the corporate. So Vicky was, I think it was Vicky or either Michelle that advised, and it may have even been Shonda, that Temkin was owned by a corporation, and apparently there was some things that went on between Temkin, the corporation, and the school, and they tore them down. That was a corporation stuff. But we even let them tear them down. Why didn't you just buy them?
And those were really good.
I stayed in Timken.
You sure did.
I stayed in Timken. It was 2 students per room, and it was 2 rooms in each house.
Well, no, it's 4 rooms.
It was 4 rooms, I'm sorry, in each house.
Yeah,
2 students in each room.
Right. Because I listen, I like Timken because when I lived in Valentine, I had my own room because my roommate stayed at Timken with his girlfriend. And I was there, well, what is her roommate thing? You there every night. Because Billy, the only time Billy came back to the room is if him and her had a fight. That was it.
Yeah, like and so when you have like students that was coming for the band that they now have, and they had to turn them away, you talking about you turned away 16,000 per person a year. And then I'm also say, because the camp, and this is just my opinion, even though I went there, the campus is not where it needs to be. The funding is not where it needs to be. You don't even have the housing. I personally feel like the daggone tuition needs to drop down.
That's not look at you don't have housing, because what they could do is take this money, fix up the camp, but also buy those small houses around there. That's along was it Bickett Road, whatever. Buy them houses, some of those houses, and house students there. You can call them I don't want to say honors.
Student housing off campus.
Off campus, yeah.
Because I told you I rode around and I seen a lot of homes that are not, no longer occupied. And I'm like, how many people can we get 10 people to invest in 10,000 each, and we start just fixing up these houses? And they can be. I even thought about the barn, which a lot of people even did that too.
Yeah, we saw that on Facebook.
And I would invest in purchasing that and just restoring the whole building. People out here doing amazing things. They put up walls, and that could be a dorm. You could house at least 20 people in there.
That takes away some of your problem.
And then you got all that land.
Right. So you all that did not go to Wilberforce, wherever it is you went, look into your school and see what can be done. See what you can do. See how you can help. Give back, Make sure the students have. Now, because a friend of my daughter goes to Wilberforce, and she was telling me some things. I'm like, well, damn, we do need to, be more active.
And I think the alumni are needed, because you need to see people that really did graduate from Wilberforce that are very successful today, and I mean, there's certain things that are being done, like myself personally, as I'm moving back to Ohio in the next few months. In my relocation, I am looking to apply at Wilberforce. I want to get in a part of student affairs.
Now,
I do, because I feel that when we had our best morale, that's what brought students back. We loved each other. Yeah. I had medical issues. I had to sit out for a whole year, but I still came back. Came back. Even though I lived off campus, I ended up getting an apartment, but I still came back. I was so wanting to come back. We don't give these students something to want to stay for.
True. Because we were, like you said, we were so much family. We hated to go home during the summertime or Christmas break. We want to stay and be with each other.
And so, and even down to myself, like someone said to me, well, is it the school's fault that the students are not graduating? I said, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I said, it absolutely is. I said, because ain't no student going to walk away from a school that's giving them absolutely everything they need and they can afford to go. We're not giving them what they need. They're coming in and they're leaving within the first year. That's why we only got a 24% graduation rate. That's sad.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that this new president that just got inducted, I'm hoping he is somebody that's what we keep talking about, is for the student body. You coming in, hopefully you coming in with some changes. Hopefully you coming in wanting to work, you're going to work, you're prepared to do the job. But Vicky said last week, talking about the AME church, like, I know this is the AME school, but we need people with forward thinking.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. I don't need you to come in. You've never even visited the institution. You just know that you're on the church board, so you know this is what you all do. No, you need to go to the school and see what's happening.
She said he old. He look a little old.
Oh, let me see this man.
We
who's that? Shonda.
Yes, we
well,
need
he can be old, but he don't look that old. Yeah, okay, he does.
But we need new and young ideas. We need new and young people for the board. But I know that, like most churches, and that's just across the board, a lot of people don't like change when it comes to church. But I like a person of myself who will want to get on the board, it will be like, y'all do know that the only way a tree can grow is if the seed grow. You can't plant a seed and stay a seed and expect a tree.
Right. Now, well, maybe this man, he does look a little long in the tooth, but maybe he has some young mind. You know, you can be older and be young at heart, young-minded.
But and that's the thing. Like, I honestly would have rather seen a younger president myself. I would have rather seen a younger president, somebody that is experienced, but could they can relate to the student life a little more today than it was.
I think we need a former student who could do it. Cause like, what are the qualifications of being a president?
Well, he worked for Alabama State or Alabama A&E, A&M for one of the two schools. So he came from a historically Black college and a big Black college, but even still, we are not a big Black college. So he's going to be thinking big when we got to rebuild. So we need a foundation. Is he ready to create a foundation? Because if he's never created a foundation, he's not going to understand that buildup.
True. But I'm hoping. I'm gonna be hopeful. I'm hoping for the best.
I am too.
You all, like I said, like Dr. Hope went to. I think Dr. Hope, you said you went to Clark. Where we went, look into that. I know now, FAMU, they're doing great. They're doing terrific. Okay, but you can still just give your money to to your school and invest and see how things are going. What else? What other schools in the HBCU? I can't think right now.
I mean, you got North Carolina A&T, you got Grambling, you got LSU, you got Xavier of Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is a lot of Black colleges out there. You got Jackson. Hey, Dion just had to leave Jackson because of mismanagement of money.
Right. And so many people came down on him, and I'm like, you all need to know the whole story. At first, I got mad, and then I started looking into it, and I'm like,
all right, Southern University.
Here we go again.
LSU is not an HBCU. I thought it was. My bad. Thank you.
Okay. Well, give it to your HBCU. Look into it. Oh, okay. Oh, Lord. Time just be flying when we get to talking. Look to your HBCUs. Give. See what you can do personally. Like Mona said, she's going to go up there once she get back here in Ohio. She's going to go up there, and apply. Maybe not apply, maybe volunteer, apply. Because we talked about that. We said we want to volunteer this summer as a clear up the campus. Yeah, absolutely. So you stuff like that, get involved. You said what, Mom?
He said somebody said they went to Savannah State and South Carolina State. My niece went to Savannah State. Yes, for the Savannah
all
State.
All my degrees here at HBCU. Payne, Savannah State, and South Carolina. Right, Dr. Hope. Now, Dr. Hope is somebody that will get there and get the job done. Now, see, Dr. Hope, I think he would be a good president of a university. One, he talk a lot of shit, but he care about students, and he would be. I think he would be good. He get the job done. I just really believe that.
And I know we're getting close, but I am gonna say this for Wilberforce. They are having the alumni conference in Cincinnati this summer. I will be in presence. Look, and I'm gonna pay up all my dues, so I ain't got no problem.
Right. It's in July, right?
Yes.
Yes.
All my dues will be paid by then, so can't nobody say, well, are you baby, what? What? National and local. What you saying? Now let's talk business.
So that's what you all do. We all need to make a commitment to yourself. Like, hey, I'm going to do this for the school, for the students. Like I said, these kids need it. I don't want to see another HBCU closed down.
Because they just closed one during this pandemic. So absolutely, if you have attended an HBCU, please donate to your HBCU. Get into your alumni. Become a lifetime member, like a lot of us that we all made a pact that we will do in our powwow, just to make sure that your school stays up and running, because they are always fighting our schools. We don't get $1, we get a nickel.
That's right. Now, Monica, before I get out here, tell the people they can find you.
I'm on all platforms. If you go to ramonaatkins.net, you can catch me on all my platforms, from Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, as well as you can get my poetry book. You can also get my novel book.
Post the book up there, the novel book. It's 72 hours. They can show.
Oh, you got a picture of it?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I guess the screen. I was gonna say the screen stuck again. That's the poetry book.
Yes.
And it's available on ramonaatkins.net. And that's the novel. The novel book. Yeah, Sean has inspired me. I'm working on mine now. And this is my book. My book is available on Amazon.com. It's My Mind's Eye, Volume 1, Life, Pain, and Love, Kire Senoj. Thank you so much, Ramona, for being here. I love you so much.
Love you too.
Kwame, thank you. Everyone, enjoy your evening. Enjoy your weekend. Tune into Power Hour in the morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. 9 a.m. Pacific Time, noon Eastern. I love you all. Thank you for rocking with me. Come back next week. Next week will be our 420 show. It's 420, so we're going to do 420. Support your HBCUs. So come back next week, smoke a blunt, and have a happy. Love you.
If you enjoyed this content, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to Pyro Media Network's YouTube channel for more awesome content. Plus, don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss when we go live or upload new videos. Visit pyromedianetwork.com today, not just to check out our incredible roster of talented creatives, but also to gain access to exclusive bonus material available only to our Pyro fam. Show your support for this Black-owned indie network by donating today. Help us keep igniting brands everywhere.